Hey guys, Fire here from InDepth Gaming, bringing you another game review. This time we're checking out Hyper-5. This game is developed by Hyper Productions and published by East Asia Soft and released on April 12th, 2023 for a price of $10. The time of recording this, it is on sale, so you can save $2 and pick it up for $8. It's a shmup, a shoot 'em up if you don't know what that means. It's pretty much a game where you're just shooting a bunch of stuff, trying to progress as far as you can. The unique thing about Hyper-5 is it's kind of a... oh gosh, what's the name of those kind of game styles where you're kind of, it's like a push your luck, go as far as you can, you'll die, fail, upgrade, rinse, repeat, and try to keep going further and further on the missions you play. As you can see, what I'm playing here right now is a little further into the campaign as far as the footage, and you get opportunities to upgrade different gear and weapons while you're playing. And then while you're playing, the different things that you upgrade will then give you opportunities to score more and more points, and then unlock more and more upgrades in the form of this UP that you use to kind of unlock things in the game. And everything you're doing in the game is ultimately just pushing yourself to try to get to a further point than where you were, and, you know, kind of rinse and repeat that cycle. That's kind of how shmups work, where you're trying to just push the envelope to what you're playing and go further and further into the game. Now, generally the game works by giving you up to 3 lives, represented in the left side of your screen, up there, and we're going to back out here for a second, and we'll just show you a little bit of the different areas, but you get 3 lives to try to go as far as you can to defeat out the level, as well as a couple other modes aside from the kind of campaign progress they have. There's arcade play, time trial, and you can also do level select, so if you want to kind of go back and do some of like the earlier stages here, so we'll dive into one of the original ones, and you can kind of re-hone your abilities and skills, and try to gain more to unlock further, and upgrade your ship's abilities and capabilities to progress. You'll kind of play through a few different levels in the game, and then after that you'll end up getting to experience bosses that kind of come after every few stages, but ultimately aren't anything that's too overly difficult. It's just going to be trying to manage and figure out how your different ships and things interact within the game. If we can get one of these levels here beat while on the video, I'll be able to just walk you through and kind of show you how some of those things work. Now, generally in the game, you're not going to have the ability to shoot in positions that are really anything but straight, and then you're going to be able to find opportunities to get additional upgrades while you're playing, and all that's really just going to evolve as you go in the game. And then you're going to have to really just adjust your kind of gameplay and mechanic style. Now, there's going to be, like I said, lots of different ways to unlock things, and really the kind of gear and weapons you decide to equip are going to be up to you, but it is a little bit of a slow kind of grind when it comes to playing the game. What I do like is after so much amount of action, the game does introduce in some, you know, cutscenes and adds just a little more context and content to the game. As you can see here on screen, like the boss fights and stuff, they actually feel like boss fights. You feel like you're fighting like this epic story thing, and you actually really do get to have a sense of feeling rewarded as you defeat out the different areas and stages in the game. Now, everything that you're going to encounter is going to really vary with what you're experiencing and dealing with, but there's nothing that's going to be overly difficult. A lot of the time, you're just going to have to figure out the best way to defeat a segment or progress further in, whether it's having to deal with certain enemies to just, you know, being a bullet meat shield for a little bit as you progress out and through an area in the game. A lot of the times, a lot of the bosses and enemies you're going to encounter are going to be extremely straightforward and aren't going to be something that's too overly difficult or too super challenging. It's just going to be some rinse and repeat methodology when it comes to getting through, getting your ship upgraded, and really just pushing through to like the next level to continue to further on your efforts to beat out the game. As you can see here, it's just coming down for the ship as we just need to chip away at it until we get through this boss. But I want to continue pushing on here just to see if we can get to any part of this that'll allow me to show kind of end game sequencing for you guys, so you can kind of see how some of the customization stuff works in the campaign here, which I think this should let us see. We'll skip here, so if you do pick the game up, this is kind of your end level thing. You'll get points based on how you're doing, unlock your different challenges, which will give you additional content, and allow you to upgrade additional stuff. So the armory here is really like your big meat and potatoes. Every gun and things have different upgrade trees that you can progress to, different parts of your ships and things that you can really progress and update. And it's really up to you, like I said, which way you want to pursue that within the game, and that's really kind of what sets the shmup a little apart from other shmups. You know, visually it looks really cool. Like, I love these like cutscenes, and honestly, just like the backdrop and visual elements of the game do look very, very good. Like I said, the other modes, you know, arcade mode, just playing through levels, time trial, nothing too overly out of the ordinary. There's a gallery where you can get some cool things to just kind of check out and educate your stuff and see some stats. As you can see, where it'll tell you how many times you've killed certain things when you've been playing. As well as, one thing I do like is the achievements do kind of unlock pretty easily, and like there's nothing that's like too overly difficult. I thought some of them actually were tracking, but it looks like they're not anymore. But there's nothing that's too overly difficult to really knock out. You're just going to be playing through the game and knocking all that out. As far as accessibility, the game doesn't have a whole lot to it. You can remount buttons, which is nice to see, and you can kind of adjust things a little bit to make it a little visual for you. But it's very basic when it comes to the you know, accessibility stuff that the game is really kind of offering, which, you know, you're not going to expect a whole heck of a lot, let's be honest. But yeah, outside of that, that's my thoughts on Hyper-5 as far as an opinion, if it's worth buy, selling, or passing. For $10, and even if you can get it on sale for $8 while it's still on sale, it's not a bad shmup. It's pretty fun. I enjoy the visuals, the cutscenes, and transitions between levels, bosses, and segments are definitely just that nice little touch that set it apart from some shmups out there. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Let me know what you think of the review. If you choose to pick the game up, have any comments, anything like that, and I'll catch you next time. Have a great rest of your day.